And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey Dice Towerites! Today we're taking a look at an expansion for the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. This expansion is called The Secrets of Mad King Ludwig, and it actually comes in a shrink wrap pack that when you take it all apart, there's no box, which should make people happy who hate throwing expansion boxes away because everything easily fits in the original game. Now, Castles of Mad King Ludwig is a game that I really enjoyed. It's in my top 100 games. I love the idea of building the castle. I like the tile placement and getting points. I love the way the auction worked. This added more stuff. I hope it's good. We're about to find out. The first thing you'll do is you're going to replace the foyer that comes from the original game, and you replace that here with this Barbican. And this here is the beginning of a moat. Now you don't have to actually build anything else with this, but the way this works is there's three sides here, and on these three sides you can build things. They just have to stay inside the walls. The only thing you can actually even build outside, but it has to be an outside room that you add there. You can even build outside rooms inside the castle. The only rule is you can't put fences up against the wall like this. So you want to build this. This kind of gives you a new starting thing. But as the game goes by, you have the chance to buy more moats. There will be a pile of moats and a certain number, depending on the number of players, and they cost 5,000, and you buy these instead of a room. When you buy one, you discard a room card. And you just place these and connect them here. Now, when you build one of these, you will immediately get 1 point for every non-outside room in the castle. And so if I built another one, I would get another point for every room. And if I built the last one, I would get another point. And then every time I build another room in the castle, I'll get 1 point for each moat I have. So this is plus 3. So you can get a lot of extra points. You also get 3 points for building the moats. Now, of course, the moats are going to make it much more difficult to finish off all the different buildings and get them, properly built into your castle, because you're going to be kind of constricted for room. And the only way to get a room outside the castle is to go here, and it can be only outside rooms. So you have to keep that in mind, but you will get these bonus points from building these. Not to mention, it does look pretty cool. Now, several of these new rooms here, well, these are all new rooms from the set. There are 3 new rooms of each type that are added. And if you play with these new rooms, you'll usually add in 2 or 3 of these new rooms, plus some of the rooms from the old set. When you add these rooms in, you'll notice that there are swans on each of these. Now, there is a whole pile of tokens, of swan tokens, that you will draw randomly and put on each of these when they are up for auction. Not when they're in their castle, but when they're up for auction. When you win them, you will get the swans that come with these. Now, there are 5 different color swans. At any point, you can change a swan in for money. 1 swan gives you 1,000, 2 swans of different colors gives you 3,000, and then it keeps increasing up to 15,000 if you have 5 different swans. Or, and this is much more likely, you can do the same thing at the end of the game for points. So let's say I have these 4 at the end of the game, 1, 2, and 3 here. That gives me 6 points, while this one here starts another set for another point, so I'd have 7 extra points. And there are some new tiles like these. So whoever has the fewest swan rooms will get a bonus here. The most swan rooms, whoever has the most moats, etc. So there's a few more of these tiles that are thrown into the game. Finally, at the beginning of each game, players will get 3 secret passage tiles: a small one, a medium one, and a large curved one. These secret passage tiles can be placed as you're putting your castle together, and you can even place them to put a door where no door would normally be. I can place it like this here. Now, when you connect 2 rooms with a secret tile, and these don't cost anything to put down, you can just simply put them down, and maybe like here. Now, I've connected that room to that room with a secret tile. When you place these down, it's just like the rooms are adjacent to each other. So bonuses will count. And in fact, if there's a positive bonus, it will actually double with using one of these secret rooms. So for example, if I have this blue room here that gives 2 points for each blue room that it's attached to, and I attach it to another room through the method of a secret passageway, then instead of giving me 2 points for each adjacent blue room, I will get 4. So secret passages allow you to put rooms where you normally could not put a room, and they also give you double points for the connecting bonuses. And that's pretty much everything that's in this expansion. It gives you a new card that tells you the bonuses. Also, when you completely finish your moat, you get a free room from the top stack of any other things and build it instantly for free. There are not enough moats for everyone to complete their moat. So you're going to have to kind of fight and race to get those done, or you may totally ignore those and do something else. Some neat tiles. Here's a hedge maze. Here is a propylium. I'm not even probably saying that correctly. A kennel for dogs. We have a new orchestra room. We have a laboratory. That's a great underground thing to have. The necropolis. Who wants that in their castle? And fountains. So there's a lot of cool new tiles that are added, and that's what's in this expansion. So we basically have 3 things here. We have the moats, we have the secret passageways, and we have the swans. I'll start from least to best, but I will say I like all 3 things. I like the swans, although, that whole have 1 color, 2 color, 3 color. I think the theming here is like a secret swan almost. We were like reminded of the hidden Mickeys that you can find in Disney World. So that's an okay thing, and it does add to the value of different rooms. The extra influx of cash might be worth it, but I'm still not sure many people will do that when likely saving them to the end of the game for points. Of course, maybe there will be that thing out will have the least room with swans, so there's that too. So that's interesting. The secret passageways I like very much. First of all, the idea is cool. It's a secret passageway, where does it go? But also, just being able to connect a room when you might not be able to normally connect a room, and that double connection bonusing is cool. I'm one of the people, when they play this game, who I love the connection bonuses. I try to get them done as much as possible, and so this helps out in that regard. But for me, the most intriguing part of the expansion is the moats. I really enjoy the moats. But you might think, well, won't everyone build moats? Maybe not, because if you don't build a moat, you have no restrictions. You could build any tile you want, anywhere you want, just like the Crazy King did. But if you do build a moat, you can get some major points. Imagine if you build all 3. First of all, it gives you the free room. Secondly, every time I put a room in that castle, it's worth 3 points. Well, why not build them? Because when you build all 3 moats and you're like, ooh, I want that room. Oh, it's not going to fit. So, there's that struggle back and forth, and you will find that people will likely split, and some will go for the moats, and some will say, forget that, I'm building any way I want. The new tile distribution, the new tiles, you have to take some of the old and some of the new, which is a little wonky for setup. I'm not sure that it matters that much, but I think if you didn't do it the way that they mention, you would probably, maybe the swans would be too powerful because they wouldn't be as distributed. I'm going to try to play a couple games where I just throw that to the wind and I just mix all the tiles together and put in a certain amount. I think that won't be that big of a deal, but if it is, it's not too hard to separate them out. As it is, though, I think that they add their cool rooms, they add to the flavor and theme of the game. So for me, this is certainly a thumbs up expansion. I really like everything involved with it. I like that it fits in the box. I like that it adds more to this crazy guy building these castles theme. Lots of fun. Get it. Dice Tower Judgment into my collection.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Oh, that...